So my most memorable capture this year was on a day session. Got up really early actually, I got up at 3:30. It's nice in the spring, so it's going to get light sort of 4:35, so got over to the lake. Didn't really know what I was going to be doing, didn't have any sort of set plan. Even had a look around the runs water first of all, didn't really see a lot. And I went on to the main Carp lake. There hadn't been a lot caught, but had a look about and sort of started to get a feeling for it. Spent a lot of time, as I do in my fishing, looking, watching, and decided on an area that I was going to fish, and then I see one crash on the other side, and I was like, no, I'm on the wrong side, you know. And I was right at the process of starting to set up, and I was umming and ahhing again, waiting, watching, thinking what I was going to do. And then literally, it was quite overcast in the morning, quite mild, and I suddenly started to notice that there was a few breaks in the clouds coming, and the area that I was going to fish was shallower than where I'd seen the fish. And I took a chance. I thought, no, I'll stay where I am. The fish have been in the deep water overnight, but I can see them coming my way. And put the rods out. Fishing tight to the far margin probably would have been putting me in about 2 foot of water, which was too shallow, so I ended up dropping them a bit short in sort of 5 or 6 foot of water. Didn't put out any markers or anything, straightforward fluorocarbon rig, little bag on there, and sort of sat back and watched. And what I started to notice, and I've seen this quite a few times now, certainly something to keep your eye out for, was seeing sort of like little fizzes sort of moving along. And what that fizzing is really is fish changing depth. So they're not hitting the bottom. If you're sort of seeing streaks of bubbles, then the fish are obviously moving out of that area, but they're changing depth fast, and they're blowing out their gills and stuff like that. So they're changing their balance. And as soon as I started to see them streaks and they were heading my way, I was pretty confident I was going to be in. And you can feel something when it's happening that's going to work. And got a run as I was kind of expecting. I'd have been pretty disappointed if I didn't, but got this run, picked a rod up, and the fish just done a massive kite, really sort of pulling hard round to the left, and felt a decent chunk. It really did have quite a bit of power to it. And then all of a sudden I locked up on something, and maybe it was a stick from the winter. There's no known snags in the area. I was quite solid on something, and kind of got a bit of a seesaw motion going. Faithful fluorocarbon held out, and then all of a sudden it pinged off, and I started pulling it back, but there was just no fight to the fish at all. And I started to sort of debate on the way in, have I got the carp on, have I got a big stick on? And anyway, got it towards the net, and then all of a sudden I see it, and what a fish. Really, really dark, scaly mirror. Plodded about a little bit towards the net, but it didn't really put up much resistance after the real big kite that it had done. Got it into the net, and I was absolutely blown away. I mean, the fish, when I put it on the scales, went just over 39 pounds. It didn't make the magical 40, and that's obviously what we all really like, but it's such a cracking dark scaly mirror. And the added bonus to it was a couple of regulars, and even the guy that runs the lake come for a look round, and I was showing them the photographs on the camera, obviously, of the fish, and they didn't recognise it. So I think it's obviously been caught before, but it was not known as a big fish in the lake, and to be such a distinct black big scaly mirror and to not be known. And there's a few people that looked at the shots and thought, what fish is that? So there's a little added bonus to something that was really, really nice.